Mine's on.
Oop, mine works.
All right.
Mine does too.
And Jim might be calling in. He's in? Okay.
Project manager for the Dune Free project,
Good.
Karen, she should be on there. And
Great.
just in case I asked her to, in case there was any questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 seconds and you can turn us on. We wait till, or if we wait a little longer, maybe we'll get them right now.
Mics are hot, everyone.
All right, we're ready to go. All right, welcome everybody to the Board of Directors of Indian Wells Valley Water District special board meeting today, Thursday, June 11th, and I'll call the meeting to order at 1 p.m. And Mr. St. Amand, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I'd be honored, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Roll call, please.
President Kaczynski,
Here.
Vice President St. Amand,
Here.
Director Griffin.
Here.
Director Boyd,
Here.
and Director Rotora is absent.
Thank you. Posting of the agenda declaration.
The agenda for today's regular board meeting was posted on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026.
Thank you. All right, conflict of interest declarations.
President Kaczynski,
None.
Vice President St. Amand,
None.
Director Griffin,
None.
Director Boyd.
None.
Thank you. With that, we'll go on to the public questions and comments. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons desiring to address the board on any matter not on the agenda and over which the board has jurisdiction. However, no action may be taken by the Board of Directors on any item not appearing on the agenda. Non-agenda speakers are asked to limit their presentation to 5 minutes. Public questions and comments on items listed on the agenda will be accepted at any time the item is brought forth for consideration by the board. When you are recognized by the chairperson, please state your name. Is there anybody that has any comments before we get started?
Mr. President, this is Jim Worth. I'd like to make a public comment, if I may.
I think we can consider you the public. Go right ahead.
I'll take it. So I had some inquiries about the groundwater adjudication in a motion that was filed by the Groundwater Authority yesterday afternoon. So I'd like to try to clarify exactly what that was for the board and any members of the public or staff that might be interested, if I may. So if anybody watched the end of the trial yesterday, there was what could be considered an oral motion by the Groundwater Authority to have the court request a special technical expert to help him evaluate the evidence coming into the trial. That could be an independent third-party help or potentially from a regulatory agency such as DWR or the state board. There are statutes that speak to this issue. But it's all voluntary, nothing is mandatory. And so there has been some discussion by the court and the attorneys about whether or not a special referee, I'll call him, special referee is merited here. And the judge surmised that he was considering whether or not it would be needed, and I think that was late Monday, early Tuesday. I wasn't able to monitor the whole trial, but the issue arose again at the end of the trial on Wednesday, and that issue was raised to the court, and the court said, "Hey, I'm kind of getting it." Director St. Amand was there. The judge said he was starting to catch on with the evidence and everything. And he didn't believe that he needed this special referee. And so it ended. And a couple hours later, they filed what's called an ex parte application. And the ex parte application is just a process that you can use to expedite when a court hears an issue you want them to have. And that's what they did here. But the ex parte application, to be clear, it's requesting again the court to assign a special referee to help them after the court already said he didn't need one. And the hearing on that ex parte application was scheduled for Friday, but I just received notice not too long ago that the court has said, oh, I'll hear it on Monday when we start day 4. So we'll see how it goes. But the whole matter is that the Groundwater Authority, and I believe the Navy as well, is requesting, but at least the Groundwater Authority and the city of Ridgecrest are requesting that the court assign a special referee to assist them. And to be clear, the Water District does not believe that's necessary. This judge understands what's going on. That's all I've got, Mr. President.
What would be the power of that expert's opinion?
It'd be advisory. None of this is required. At the end of the day, that any final judgment, physical solution, has to comply with Sigma and has to make sure that it doesn't inhibit the ability of a groundwater sustainability agency to meet the sustainability criteria. And we're aware of that from the technical working group in the Water District, and we're working towards that.
All right, thank you, Jim. Any other questions or comments?
I was going to mention something if I can, if there was
Please.
nothing else. Just for anybody watching, I was going to point out that John and Isabel are both on vacation. So we have Caleb Griffin filling in for John,
Okay,
and Amber Chapin is filling in for Isabel today.
thank you.
Hmm.
Do we have any more public comments or questions? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 7, Dune 3 Mutual Water Company award of contracts. So who's handling that? Here we go again.
In front of you should be the recommendation of award from GHD. Would that be page 7 in the packet?
Yep. Yeah.
Section 7 in your packet? And would you like me to read what they briefly go? So, looks like they are recommending that they award Pyramid Building and Engineering the contract. They came in at $3,395,502.94. They did have a price discrepancy in their bid, which was $23.11, which says they can easily correct.
Okay.
And there was a concern that they did bid over the engineer estimate at $3 million, but with the additional funding allocated for the contractor and contingency, that it should cover all the costs of that bid amount.
For those who don't know, can you sort of explain who GHD is?
GHD is the consultant and is the project management that's going to be handling the construction of the job and also doing the inspection.
And they're not necessarily a state agency, but they're assigned by the state? We didn't choose GHD, did we?
Not
No.
originally. They were originally chosen by the state.
By the state?
They
Okay.
did all the grant application and design and all that.
Okay.
And so got us to getting everything approved and to the point where we could go out to bid.
Right, so it's a state-approved company, if that's
Yes.
what you
Yeah.
call them. Okay. And they follow through, right, all the way through inspection and everything? They do take care of everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, they will be taking care of everything
All
on
right.
the project.
So a quick question. The grant is for $3 million basically and change, but there's additional funds allocated for that?
Yes.
600,000 and another roughly $600,000. So I'm going to round it, make it math easy, an additional $1.2 million. Where does that money come from?
Perhaps Karen, is Karen on the line? She can answer that.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Karen.
Do you hear the
Hi.
question?
Hello. The
Um,
money allocated for change order contingency and conditional costs, where does that extra money come from?
well, there's different categories that the water board designates in their grant. But I would say essentially all of the funds within the award can be used for whatever's necessary. So there was a $3,100,000 amount that is currently allocated specifically for the construction contractor. But again, there are a couple other buckets, I'll say, that are available to augment the amount that goes to the contractor. The biggest one being the contingency fund of $600,000. So there's that, and then also I think it's called the soft costs bucket, which is also more between the two, more than covers the amount of the bid, in addition to the 3 million.
So were all those buckets of cash identified in the grant, or are those
Yes.
last two buckets identified in some other document?
No, they're all identified in the grant.
So let me make sure I understand. They're shooting for 3 million to do the project. That said, they have included the access to additional funds for contingencies that we were unanticipated and for
Soft cost.
soft costs associated with the project.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, I thank you. I understand now.
Yeah, so basically the total is the 3,600,000, basically 4.1 something million dollars total.
Right, in the worst case scenario.
It was over 4 million total for everything,
Okay.
including engineering and inspection and construction and all
Great.
that.
Okay.
Right?
I have a quick question. So it says we're gonna award the contract to Pyramid. So is it gonna go to Pyramid directly? Is Pyramid hiring a subcontractor to install the pipeline? And then is GHD, are your guys' fees getting covered out of that
Yes.
3.395 million also? Or is there an additional payment on top of that to GHD?
You want me
Shall
to
I?
answer? Go ahead, Karen.
Okay. Well, the other buckets do have purposes. The contingency fund of 600,000 is specifically for the contractor, but the soft costs do include GHD services, which are construction management and grant management. So, but again, the bucket is far larger than the contract amount that GHD has with the district.
So there'll be no additional cost beyond what this grant amount is. Okay.
Well, this is we're just talking about construction here. The whole grant
Yeah.
itself covers other things like
Right.
engineering and construction management and all that. That's the whole grant.
Yeah,
This
so-
is just
So
construction.
that's my question. But the construction is 3.95 million.
Right.
Correct?
3.395, yeah.
395.
Yeah.
And then here, GHC, the total grant is the amount that Director St. Amant said, the additional 1.2 million on top of that. And that covers GHC.
Right.
GHD, and any soft costs.
Right.
Is that correct or incorrect?
How much was the total grant, Karen? Was it like 4.4 or I can't remember the total.
I'll look it up right now. I don't know off the top of my head, but I should have it handy.
Grant has lines for lots of different things, and this is just, part of it. But everything that is associated with this project is being paid for by the grant.
Okay, so again, to my other question, is Pyramid doing the work or is Pyramid hiring a subcontract?
Pyramid is doing the work. They do have a subcontractor, I believe, that's taking care of the demolition of the well and chlorination and disinfection. So they do have two, I think it's McClure and who was taking care of the demolition of the wells? Karen?
She's looking at
Oh,
Let me,
sorry.
one query at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a
Yeah.
time.
so the The grant amount, the full grant amount is $4,598,924. So $5 million. Sorry, $4.6 million. $4.6 million. And then, let's see, the name of the contractor that, or the sub that
It has to be a well.
Pyramid is
built
using.
contractor.
is called Lane Christensen Company.
Okay,
They're the driller.
We're familiar with them.
we know that, yeah.
Because the wells have to be destroyed. There's 2 wells that have to be destroyed.
I know we've been over this before, but as the invoices come in, they basically go through GHD into the state.
Yes.
Okay,
And then when we get reimbursed, we pay the contractor, we pay GHD, anything else.
okay. So the entire project is paid for by the state.
That is correct.
Okay.
That was the board's wish way
Right.
back when we started this whole.
Is this where we have money left over to do the Stark?
Well, Stark wouldn't come from this,
Oh,
one.
it comes from the,
Comes from the
Yeah,
Groundwater
yeah.
Authority's grant with the Department of Water Resources.
that's it, okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions? Director Boyd, anything?
No, thanks for the
Director
clarification.
St. Armand?
because I was having-
I'm satisfied.
Director Griffin, anything?
Just to make sure on the completion date, because I had read through the bid and it said 235 calendar days. So how is that gonna put us on dates, and are we gonna reach the end of the year deadline?
That doesn't apply.
There's no,
Doesn't have that deadline. That's the other grant.
That's the GA
That's the
deadline.
grant from the Groundwater
So
Authority.
we're allowing 235 days for this.
Yeah, this doesn't have the same deadline as that other grant.
all right. Can I open up questions to the public? All right. Any questions from the public or concerns? All right. Hearing none, I guess I'll go ahead and ask for a motion to approve. I believe you're asking for a motion to approve awarding the contract to Pyramid. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I'll look for a motion.
I so move.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions before I open up vote? I'll call for a vote. And we have 4 yeses and 1 Stan is of course absent. So the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen, for making yourself available.
Yeah, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, now we're on to the fun part, Ty. This is Ty's show now. Take it away.
This is your show. I'm just a actor in the play.
Is your mic working?
This is the same one Justin was using.
Hello, hello. Wow.
Hey, yours is working now.
Yeah, you need to be closer.
Remember, if you're uncomfortably close,
Get
get
closer.
closer.
All right. So what you have before you is the proposed 2027 general fund and capital improvements project plan. I kind of have several slides we can go through. One slide I did forget, which is the revenue side, so we can just do that real quick, just to
Okay.
kind of go through that. For this current year, 25-26, we had total revenue budget of 20,459,000. Year-end estimate's really close to that, even without the grants that we had planned on at that time. But the 27 budget is 20,643,000. This includes budgeting consumption at 95%.
Okay.
It includes half a year of a 10% rate increase that goes into effect January 1st. And as I said, the reduction in those consolidation grants.
Okay.
So happy to answer any questions on the revenue side.
You show a reduction in GA fees. That's just based on your estimated pumping?
Yeah, that's to go along with the 95% consumption.
Okay. nearly identical, isn't it, to last year
Yeah, yeah,
or this year? Yeah.
pretty close, nice and flat.
All right, so bottom line up front, this does not require any sort of rate increase for the customers,
None
is anticipated.
anticipated other than what's already programmed.
Okay, that's a perfect answer. Thank you.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
whatever we approved before is
Yes,
moving ahead.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Approve
No
rate
additional.
increases Spread out over years. This isn't going to require anything above or beyond that.
I do not believe so, no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
On the expenditure side, I have it kind of broken down into our different departments.
Okay.
We go ahead and start with the engineering. Broke this down mostly to labor, services, materials, and then just a couple of items that are within there. So labor actually goes down, decreases. This is due to putting on hold, backfilling Justin's position until
Right.
January. Services remain close to the same with materials. GIS, which is actually working very well. We're implementing more modules to help us become more paperless and more efficient within the district. That remains the same. And then KNS, you do see an increase for year-end estimate. That was for the urban water management plan and the water shortage contingency plan. That's due next month.
Okay.
So that wasn't programmed in there initially. That's why you see an increase in year end, but then it should go back down for the 2027 budget.
And labor, what benefits are included there? That's all insurances and
Yeah,
it's everything,
That's everything.
including PERS,
PERS,
insurance, everything.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, go on ahead. I don't see any questions under that one.
All right, customer accounts. We do have an increase in budget, mostly due to salaries and PERS rates. We'll mention that for the actuarial, we did see an increase in what we have to account for in PERS expenditures. Caveat being, those are non-cash expenditures, but they are expenses.
Right.
So you do see an increase there. On the services, we need to increase just to keep up with credit card fees. That's one item we'll be bringing back for a future finance committee to discuss how we want to handle credit card fees and processing fees. And then materials is essentially the same as the previous year.
Okay.
Field services, you'll see the same thing on labor. Just increases, both wage increases and PERS. PERS is the big one. Everything else is about the same.
It looks like the big increase was in benefits.
Yeah.
Is that because our workforce is on the mature side?
They are on the mature side.
What are you saying? I don't like that.
Field services,
We went through the salaries earlier.
I know.
yeah.
And we noticed that, remember the question I had was, where were we in terms of hiring versus
Go ahead, say it.
high-end?
It's the cost of living adjustment that happens
And
in
there's a
July.
correlation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, half of them are kind of towards the top and the other half are right in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the big cost benefits and PERS.
Okay.
But they're pretty steady on their budgets. There's not a whole lot of fluctuation.
I noticed so much is staying the same. Materials, services, pretty much the same. Is that
Yeah.
each of these departments worked with you on this or came in?
Do. Yep.
Okay.
I sit down with every single one.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Whether they want me to or not.
Yeah, when it comes to money, I know you'll be right over their shoulder.
No, we are, I guess, a little bit for field services. It'll pop up a little later. But
Okay.
we do continue to update the meters in the system.
That's
We're
right.
going away from those mechanical ones to those hypersonic, ultrasonic.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to call them. And they stay busy doing that, and it actually ends up being less work in the long run because we don't have the failures.
That's gonna say the longevity of those meters, the reliability is better and they last longer. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
and they read
Yeah.
ultra small trickle all the way up to, huge amounts.
Is it a difficult change out? I'll ask, you know, is it as simple as changing out a regular meter or you have to
Yep,
modify
same,
pipe?
same size, same
Oh, okay.
fittings.
Okay,
Yep,
great.
pop one
Okay.
out and pop the other in.
Powers them.
What powers them?
It's a little off
They do
topic.
they do have a battery within the AMI register,
Okay.
Okay.
but I think they're a 15-year life.
But that's true on all of them we have now with the AMI register. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Do the PERS expenses go up to us when people retire from the workforce?
Well, not necessarily. Every year, CalPERS is required to do an actuarial. And so they look at trends in lifespan and retirement ages and all of that. And they do their magic behind the scenes that actuarials do, and they come up with a number of what your future obligations are. And it just so happened this last year, when we closed out 2025, those obligations increased. And it also depends on their investing. I will say that. If
Do they ever decrease? Do they ever come to a year and say, by the way, they're going down?
We did a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we had
Wow.
a decrease and then it went right back up.
Doesn't have, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So,
So there's one set of actuarials that get applied to everybody.
yes, yeah, yeah. They do it, but it does also specifically for each organization. They have a little subsection for it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, move on.
Maintenance and construction, you see an increase. Once again, labor and benefits, it's going to be across the board. You'll see that. We do have some decreases on the services side. Just talking and working through the budgets, there's some that were higher than needed to be.
Okay.
Lateral and street maintenance, that is decreasing because on the other end, we're doing more on the capital side.
Okay.
And then materials and supplies is about the same. There is a small increase, but
Well, I'd expect that with inflation and costs of fuels and materials and it's not, that will never go down.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Water supply, you do see an increase in services.
Yes.
That one may include, I think it does, tuition reimbursement for one of the employees.
Okay.
Materials going down a little bit. You'll see a decrease in arsenic plants. That's because we're going to be running one plant and doing maintenance on the other. So the
Okay.
chemicals won't be as high.
All right.
Which well are you running? The one that still has arsenic or the one that's the measurable levels of arsenic are below state requirements?
We actually had to put that one back on the plant.
Okay, so
Yeah.
arsenic went up.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
it did go up and we didn't want to risk having a violation,
Nope,
so we
nope.
put it back
Do
in
the right thing on
We
the
just-
side of safety.
just barely.
Just changed our permit in order to go back to treatment on that one. Because if we were to get one more sample above 10, our average would be above 10.
No, we
Okay.
want to
No,
make sure that,
We'd be in violation. We don't want to do that.
You know,
no, we want to avoid.
tried, we tried.
No, no, no.
It
You
would
did
be-
well. You did what you were supposed to do. You monitored it and took the appropriate actions.
So the intention is to run one arsenic treatment plant
Yes.
at a time? Okay. I remember running both of them sometimes, but so we're in the mode of running one, making sure the other one can be turned on anytime it's
Right,
needed.
doing the preventative maintenance, and I imagine next year we'll kind of swap them and do the
Okay.
maintenance on the other that needs to be done.
And we can do that this year. We have the flexibility to do that because the transmission line out to our wells in Inyakern has now been reestablished and is supplying water to the community.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Admin, you will see labor costs go up. We have a special projects coordinator now, so that is taken into account there. Services are increasing, not by a lot.
Insurance,
Insurance, yeah, down here, you'll see $100,000 increase in insurance.
yep.
That's across the board. Everyone's getting hit with insurance increases.
Well,
see the PERS.
Did JPIA provide any insights as to why the insurance premiums are going up? Is that cyber related or?
No, they didn't, they weren't specific on anything. I think it's just overall costs in the insurance market in California.
I got earthquake insurance notice that's the fee for this year is something in the neighborhood of 3 times what it was last year. So,
Yeah. I don't think wildfires have helped. Not
no.
that we have those here, but we still get impacted.
They
by
moved,
the
I
cost.
understand from a member of the public that they've moved the boundary to include our valley.
Yes. They figured that we were so close to the other side of the Sierras that we need to be included in that fire zone.
Or we're just cash cows.
Yeah, whatever.
That might be more accurate,
Yeah.
yes.
Boy, that's $100,000 of the, what, $600,000 increase? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see we have a caller. Do you want to take the questions as we go through this, or do you want to wait till we're done? I'll leave that up to you.
We can
If it's on the subject already,
Yeah.
what we have here, okay. So caller, as long as you're just asking questions about what we have covered already, go ahead.
Okay, this is Renee West-Delusk. On all these categories you're talking about, I'm looking at the paperwork and I don't see anything that specifically has labor and then, the subcategories of the expenses and material, services, CalPERS, maintenance. What I see are revenues and expenses. And I guess, what pages are you on? Because I don't see any of the categories you're talking about, and I don't see where the insurance is listed.
Can you see the video or the PowerPoints have been presented during this briefing, Renee?
No, I'm going by what they sent, the
No.
attachment that's,
No,
I don't know,
it's not in
13 pages. It's not in there?
Well, it's not in here at all.
It's not in the packet, I don't believe, the charts that Ty's been using to lead this discussion.
No, but all these are taken.
That's why I don't see any of this stuff. Okay.
In the packet, no.
Breakdown is in this.
I thought it was included in the packet.
No, the breakdown of what Ty's covering is in the packet.
Right. I'm not gonna go through, so if you look at the latter part of the budget document, it's by account, and I'm not gonna go through each and every account. So I've summarized them, all accounts that fit within labor for within administration is labor and benefits under administrative costs that we're talking about.
So how do I get a copy of what's in the PowerPoint so
Maybe
I
in a-
can understand this?
It'll be on the webpage.
Yeah, we'll put it on the webpage.
Renee, do you have the packet open? Do you have page 6 or page 8 of 11?
Yeah, I've got that. Let
And
me
you
get
see
to
where
it.
it says admin, accounting, and general expenses? That's where he's at right now, and he's broke that, so you actually have a printout of every detail that he's talking about. He just summarized it for us on this screen. So if you look through, for instance, I have a question that if you go down to cell phones and internet, it says that there is no cost this year. So I was just gonna ask you, is it in a different category?
Yeah, I did put, I did put some of those into an IT line item because Chris is kind of over those. So we moved them out of general, and you'll see there's an IT services and an IT materials within the admin budget.
And you left this line in for cell phones for continuity's
Show
sake.
show the history.
Right, because I see you have cash for grass also listed and it's zeroed out. because
There
that program's
probably
long
is.
closed out, yeah.
And my only other question was
Yeah.
maintenance structures. I see you increased from 3,000 to 16,000. So is that to remodel inside the office?
That's not to remodel, that's to do preventative maintenance on the AC system here.
building.
Yeah. It's
So
for the
see,
building.
Renee, you have a much more detailed sheet in front of you than what we're looking at on our screen.
Okay, so the PowerPoint will be on the website.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
put it on there
Where's
after
the,
this meeting.
where's the insurance in this itemized list? Because I was looking for it last night. I couldn't
Insurance
find
would
it.
be The very first item, it says PERS ER contributions, would talk about PERS.
That would be PERS. The insurance would be on the next page under.
Like which page, 9 you're talking about?
I believe.
Top of page 9, insurance, property, and liability. It's the second line item on page 9.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. That's what went up 100,000?
Yep.
And it's because they moved us into another fire zone?
That could be part of
We
it.
don't know. It's California.
Yeah.
They set the rates. The insurance companies applied it to California to set their rates, and they were approved.
Because originally we've been in a federal fire zone, not with state fire zone. When I had to look this up regarding my homeowners association.
Don't read too much
For
into
reason.
that, Renee. Don't read too much into that. We're speculating a bit.
Yeah.
At the last Aqua conference I was at, there was a lot of discussion by the JPIA representative that one of the things that's hitting all of the districts is the liability for cyber ransom.
Oh.
If people are
okay.
getting hacked and then they have to pay ransom fees, and that comes out of the insurance policies as well. So there's a number of things that have been happening,
Oh, wow.
and that could be part of this as well.
Yeah.
And theft. I mean, we
And
had
theft.
our own theft happen here. Yeah.
And we had a couple claims this year for solar.
Yeah,
Did-
exactly.
Good thing the county sheriff is all over that.
It's very hard to hear Director Griffin.
Yeah, when you get your mic, get close.
Afraid to get grease on my microphone.
It's just surprising, Chuck. And for the record, these insurance increases impact small businesses as well for a multitude of reasons. That's all. Thank you.
And that's another cost from small businesses that we buy products from and everything else. That's why their costs go up.
Yeah, inflation hits
Exactly.
everyone.
Can't get away from it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Are you okay, Renee, with that? If you follow along, like you say, you have a more detailed one, and then this will be
All right.
published, and you can compare this
Okay.
summation with the individual items on the, yeah.
Okay.
You have another
All right.
questions? Okay. We're
I'll
ready to
just
move on.
wait till you have the PowerPoint on the screen to do the detailed comparison. Okay.
Thank you, but you're
I'll
not
still
able,
try to follow along the best I can. Okay.
but I thought our cameras would see that up there, but I guess maybe not. Okay,
No, they're looking at us.
okay, all right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, yeah, it's not working. Maybe that's why you can't.
take that out, yeah. We'll go ahead, you can go ahead and start if you want. He's trying to get this running.
Okay. Next one is Jim's favorite. Nope, not quite there.
No,
Not to
back,
legal.
back up to legal.
Okay, non-administrative costs or non-operational. That one.
Come on now.
We do have an increase in the legislative budget that is mostly due for elections. We put.
Oh, that's right, it's, yeah,
Yep,
uh-huh,
yeah,
okay,
We'll have to pay our portion
all right.
if, yep. Non-op miscellaneous, about the same. Debt service, that's your interest, that's about the same.
Okay,
Alternate water supply, we do kind of have a decrease because we haven't been using as much in there.
right,
And
okay,
non-op conservation, we're leaving the budget the same.
okay.
GA fees, we talked about this earlier a little bit, but we do have the extraction fee and the replenishment fee.
Leave that up for just a second. Go back to that one. I'm just writing something from my own notes.
So the extraction fee is paid on every acre foot.
Yes,
The replenishment fee is paid on every acre foot above the allotment that we were assigned by the groundwater.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time to explain to the public that is listening, is that when you see your bill, that extraction fee, everybody pays, even the lower tier 1. And I take it for the smaller meters, the tier level is 20 units?
20.
20 units. So your first 20 units will always see the extraction fee, and anything above that will. If you go above that, you'll also see the replenishment fee. I know a lot of people are confused, thinking they're paying replenishment fee on everything, but only those that use above the tier 1 20 units. Okay,
And one thing I'd like to reiterate, because I'm hearing the same thing you are.
yeah,
our water per unit costs the same, whether it's 1 through 40. Anything above 20 though, the
Gets that,
groundwater fee is on top of, and that's nothing that the district has control over.
right.
So,
And we also don't have control over the extraction fee either.
correct.
Yeah, okay. All right. Great.
Okay, legal, we have 3 categories here. The public relations, which didn't have a budget this last year. Adjudication, which went a little over budget, and the regular district legal, which is right on budget. So
Okay.
tried to account for all that. I did run by Jim, who talked with the consultants, and Doug, and feels this is a good number.
And the adjudication, all the, well, there's not going to be much of it coming up anymore, but all the work by the technical working group is in that category. But-
Outside of the model, yeah.
Yeah, outside of the model, I should say. And that's, so I don't know how much more, I think that's done. It may be tweaked, but I don't think we're going to see much of it. Okay.
We'll just see some for, the witnesses stuff.
That's right.
and-
Yeah.
So that should end this year. this
Yeah,
fiscal year.
it should.
But
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I think that, you'll see some big bills for May and June preparation and for the trial. And then hopefully there'll be a downturn in the required hours for the adjudication.
Right.
And then it will eventually, probably ramp up again. But I think we're a couple months away from that for sure.
Do you believe that we're in the highest cost of this portion of this adjudication, that things that follow up later, such as phase, I guess you could say phase 3 and 4, those shouldn't nearly affect this, yeah.
I would believe everything changes, but I believe that the phase 2 is the most technical, consultant extensive phase, and everything else hopefully will be a little bit smoother. So I would expect less required hours.
You okay with that, Ty?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks,
I
Jim.
talked to Ty and try to give him what I can. It's a moving target right now. We're in the phase 2 trial. Before we can move forward, we have to see what that number is.
Right.
And so, we're going to finish the trial, and there'll be a little bit of sitting back waiting for that. And then once we get that number, we'll move on.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, move on.
This is just, these numbers are pulled out of the rest of it.
I have a caller. Do you have a question, Renee?
Yes, on the legal fees. You said you're gonna get big bills for May and June, but they then have to be paid in the next fiscal year, right?
No, actually, we accrue those back to the time period for what they're billed for.
But were they really budgeted? Because how could you know what those bills were gonna be?
Yeah, you estimate budgets. You never know. You hope you get it right. But yeah,
You had a year-end estimate that was a little bit more than the budget.
yeah,
Did that take into account the charges that Jim was talking about?
yes, it absolutely did, yeah.
Thank you.
So you're saying the better than budget numbers will help pay for those May and June bills?
Yeah, essentially, it's being paid for where we're less under, but when we're under budget in other areas, absolutely.
I just want to know, what is the legal expenses without the adjudication on a yearly basis?
That would be the district legal line, so about $250,000.
So it's normally 250,000 a year without any extra. That's just this water district's legal expenses for operations and all that that they
HR
need.
support, plus the public relations budget this year of 180.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, go ahead and move on, Ty.
Yeah, these numbers are pulled from earlier, so I wouldn't add these in anywhere. They're just showing
Is
kind
that
of
a
our,
breakdown?
yeah, it's a breakdown, just
Okay.
technical, the GSP support. We usually budget 150,000. This This is for outside of the adjudication when we're doing things with the
Okay,
groundwater authority. So we'll be about 100,000 this year in that. Hydrogeologist, we're under budget there, mostly because they've been working on the model.
right.
So the costs have gone there. And then engineering, consulting engineering, we discussed this earlier. This was the urban water management plan.
So this is a breakdown of which line item?
It's,
I misspoke.
it's,
Yeah,
Okay,
I misspoke. He pulled this together from other line items.
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
It's just to show what our normal technical consulting.
okay,
That's Krieger and Stewart, Tim Parker, et cetera.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Now going into the capital improvements part, these are projects that are currently scheduled to be contracted out. We do have the Dune 3 consolidation we just approved, which means we have a number for it. But that's a direct reimbursement. Some Little Lake exploration and arsenic effluent tanks. Those are, we're looking at replacing those, I believe, or is replacing.
How old are they now?
How old are they?
Yeah.
So that was built in 2011,
Okay,
so 15 years. And those, I believe, are the plastic ones, right? Or is that the filtrate? Okay, they're still welded, okay. I know we've done repairs on them in the past, and
right,
it's time to replace those. We do have some towers for radios at 60,000. C-zone booster, this is just to get started. This is the engineering for the project. The ARP one, filtrate tank, this is the plastic one. This one needs to be replaced. And then completing the pipe building.
okay,
Is the footings
right.
and erection of that building. These are our in-house projects. Rademacher has $450,000 budget. Well, I think that's still a good number. Okay. Continuation of the Brady repair and replace. This gets us another half mile. Is that what we're doing? Stark Street consolidation. I moved this over here. Hopefully we're able to do this in-house through the GA's blessing. I don't know why they would have a problem with that. The C-zone interconnect, 100,000. Service lateral replacements and mainline replacements. The mainline replacements is an additional task we're going to be adding to the construction crew. And this mainly deals with those lines that are typically in cul-de-sacs and we have a pipe running through someone's yard.
Yeah,
that-
John was talking to me about that. There's a
Yeah.
number where we have to
So we'll
address
cat
that.
those off,
And-
blow offs,
Abandon 'em.
Okay.
and get rid of that liability there.
But that happened over, this happened over the years,
Oh, yeah,
didn't it?
yeah, it's
Of
old.
just running through the middle of properties?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
A lot of them were put in the 70s and 80s.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, isn't a portion of the Rademacher a grant or funded through the GA?
That is also
Okay.
funded through the GA.
And that's the one with the December 31st deadline.
Yes.
The money disappeared.
It would be both that and the Stark Street.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have our meter replacements. We keep on there about $200,000 to continue those ultrasonic meter replacements.
Okay.
Why do you have, go back to that one, you have one that is a direct reimbursement, Stark Street, but Rademacher, isn't that a direct reimbursement? Why is that?
It is, but I put it here because I also included it in the revenue side.
Okay,
The other ones I didn't.
oh, I see what you're saying. You include it as revenue, because it is revenue,
Is
right,
revenue.
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha,
Then we'll spend it.
right,
Then we'll spend it.
Gotcha.
but,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was my question. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, sorry, that's the only reasons, because I did include that on the
It's a
revenue.
darn thing those accountants do, where you have to have the same thing on one side of the column as the other.
Correct. And we're doing, I heard you say Stark Street, but we are planning on doing Rademacher and House 2 also.
Yeah.
correct?
Yep,
Assuming the GA gets us the rights of way
Yeah.
before the end of July.
that is the caveat, yes.
Do they still have 3 properties to get, or they narrowed it down?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin's saying yes.
Yeah, we just had a meeting yesterday and, yeah, still working on them.
Wow, they've been,
We have one in particular who just does not respond to anything, so it could be a condemnation. We may have to skip that property when we do it, go back later.
Have blow
Okay.
off.
how do you skip a property?
It just wouldn't be.
It would be
connected.
dead ends.
Do you do this?
Be
and-
dead ends.
Yep. No.
Wow, okay.
All right.
Who's working it for us? Is Stetson?
It's Hamner and Jewel, they're a sub-consultant to the GA, to Stetson, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, continue.
Now's the equipment part of the capital improvement, which is chlorine analyzers. I believe that's for 2. Yeah, some mag starters. I also believe that's just for 2. That's for 1.
Wow.
Okay, that's for 1. Radio network upgrade. This email server, currently it's hosted by IWVISP.
Right.
We're worried about the longevity of that, and so we want to bring it in-house.
Okay.
And so that's.
Does that mean we're all going to get new email addresses and all
No,
kinds of good
no,
stuff? Oh,
no,
good.
but we may be able to diagnose email problems better. and
Okay.
quicker.
All right.
On behalf of the board, I feel comfortable saying thank you for not changing our email.
Yeah,
address.
We
exactly.
won't change that.
He saw the look on my face when he said
Yeah.
they're not going to.
I didn't want to change my email either.
Yeah, okay.
Office AC replacement, this is a placeholder. We're
Right.
going to do that preventative maintenance. If
Right.
it needs to be replaced, I need something in there, but hopefully they just need.
So this is
Okay.
just a contingency.
It is, yeah.
Right. We fixed
Um,
it, we can't fix it, we got to replace it.
Yeah.
All right.
The SCADA switch, that is not a contingency, that needs to be replaced.
What's going on with that? I thought we had that all up and,
I think that one's just an end of life for that
Okay.
particular switch. It's just not gonna be supported anymore.
designed obsolescence, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Some Butterworth equipment, I think this is for the monitoring wells.
Well, it's their production wells, they need new flow meters.
That's what, yeah,
Flow meters aren't working.
the flow meters. Okay.
So I guess I have a question on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really don't want to continue to spend money on Butterworth.
Well,
So I guess that's my question. Is it something that has to be done this year?
I think we can put it on hold till we decide what we're gonna do with that.
Oh, okay, because I would like to see that money, if we could, go towards something here that we need to purchase or towards an improvement on one of our sites that we're using.
I mean, we kind of got to make a decision fairly quick with that property, so I don't think there's a problem holding off on that.
Okay.
Well, we'll leave it in there, but we won't touch it until we have some sort of plan.
and the licenses, Microsoft licenses, that's because we don't own any of that stuff anymore. You lease it?
That's every 3 years. So we own the license, but
Yeah,
planned obsolescence.
Yeah.
Again,
So I th-
Keeps giving.
yeah,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
so, oh,
Yep.
well, that's that.
Boy, you're quick.
Yeah, any questions? Justin has a question.
Yeah. So would that mean, would you like us to stop, I guess, monitoring? If we don't get that fixed, we wouldn't be able to monitor the usage at the Butterworth Ranch.
Well, I mean, he's not using it to full capacity anymore, right?
He's only using 2 of the wells right now, the north side and the west side
Both
wells.
of those have flow meters that aren't working, right?
Correct.
Let me
But
ask the,
but we're not required to monitor in Inyo County.
We do it
We
do it
just
for
have
water
a,
usage,
yeah.
been doing it for many, many years.
let me ask the question a little bit differently. If not making the repair on the equipment, is that, if we were to determine to sell that property, would that be detrimental to the property value or? didn't it-
No, because they're still using the pumps. They just not registering.
Does it affect our ability to maintain a water claim, water right claim?
If I may,
Yes.
uh,
Go
you know,
ahead,
we
Ken.
own the property and it is important that we maintain an accurate record of pumping until we get rid of the property. I don't have, I can't see the slide presentation, so I don't know the amount, but I will say that there is some true benefit to maintaining accurate monitoring, pumping information on that property, whether we own it or potentially for a potential sale. That's all.
Thank you.
The total, Mr. Worth, is 15,000.
Accurate records are important.
Understood.
That's all.
Thank you.
You said you didn't know the total. I just wanted to.
And I appreciate that. I'm just saying, accurate monitoring, you've seen it in the phase, it's important.
Message
That's all,
received.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anybody have any other questions or comments for Ty on this portion?
I just want to, is there anything else that the district needs? I want to make sure that we have everything in budget and you don't have to come to us at a later time, that you guys have everything and you're functionable.
Yeah, we all sat down and we went through this, and this is a working budget for this year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a question I typically ask, number one, of the general manager and also of engineering and operations. You guys were involved, and do you feel comfortable with where the budget's put together?
Yeah, it was a group effort and
Okay.
we're all good.
I
with
see you
it.
shaking your head yes over there. Caleb, okay, thank you.
Of course, we
And,
always wish we could do more
Yeah.
because we do end up pushing things off.
mhm,
But with the adjudication ongoing and the legal expenses, we have to keep that in mind.
okay,
And we only have so much revenue coming in, so.
okay.
What was the estimate for our Brady extension for the upcoming year?
1.3 million.
I think it was 1.3 million, 100 or something like that, yeah.
3.5.
That includes the pipe and equipment rental and labor.
We already have the pipe
Have
for
the
it.
pipe.
Already have the pipe for the next phase. Okay.
But after that, we will need to purchase pipe.
Okay.
So I think this budget's probably more than we'll need for that. And if that's the case, then we'll purchase additional pipe with it.
Pipe
so we're
for it,
ready to
okay.
go.
That's what I'm kind of,
Yeah.
where I'm trying to get to. Would we be buying the pipe for calendar year 2028 out of this year's budget, or would we wait until 2028?
If we have some left over, we will. Otherwise, we'll wait till summer of 2027 for the next budget.
You get, I guess I'm one phase ahead of you. We got a phase that will start with the pipe that we currently have. And then the
That'll take
next
us
phase,
through.
which will need pipe, will we be paying that out of the 27 budget, or
It'll
will
be
it
the next
till
fiscal
28?
year. It'll be next fiscal. year.
28
Yeah.
is your answer. Yeah.
After this.
And our goal is still half a mile each time?
Yeah.
Okay,
And as we go, it'll get cheaper.
right.
We know what we're doing more now,
Yeah.
as well as pretty soon we'll hit dirt.
Oh, that's right. Once you hit dirt and you're off the road, it's,
Yeah, once we get across
Yeah.
Ridgecrest Boulevard, it'll.
yeah, then,
No easements, no
Right.
driveways, no, I
Yeah.
We'll see.
guess there's easements, but no driveways.
all right,
Yeah, we're in the road easement, so.
right. And of course, this includes a new requirement from the county. We slurry fill the old pipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll.
what's it?
be
Have the
Gonna look at all the expenses that we had for this year.
Okay.
We're just about got a good idea of what that is.
Okay.
And we're gonna put together, a breakdown and
Okay,
you
great,
guys could take a look at what it's cost
Yeah.
per lineal foot.
great.
And then once we get in the dirt, we might even have the opportunity to remove some of that pipe. So should.
Oh,
need
that's
extra
right.
cost,
Yeah, okay.
Not slurry
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, if necessary. All right. Anything else on this portion, Ty? Do you want to get into the cash flow or anything like that?
We can do the cash flow. I don't have slides for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think we have a caller. Go ahead, caller. Thank you, David.
I think on this capital improvements projects list, you have to replace at least one tank.
Yes, we have 2 tanks that we need to replace.
But
And-
they're at the arsenic plants. They're not our regular potable water tanks.
Oh, they're both tanks at the arsenic plants? Okay. So how many tanks again does the water district have? It's like 20 or more?
Off the top of my head, I want to say 10. Yeah, something like that.
10 or 11.
I know it's 11 wells. I can't remember the number for the tanks.
And
Not
I-
including the arsenic plant, right?
And
Okay.
without the arsenic plants?
8, 9, 9, 10, 11. I think it's 11 also. Yeah. We have 19 million gallons of storage.
That's a,
There's effluent tanks for the arsenic plants.
So
Wild estimate.
on these tank replacements, does the arsenic tank cost more to replace than a non-arsenic?
These are smaller bolted steel tanks, and they are cheaper to replace than the welded steel.
Okay, the arsenic plant tanks are more expensive then.
No.
No, our
Oh.
reservoir tanks are more expensive. The arsenic tanks are a fraction of the cost.
Oh, okay. And then what happens if you have an emergency? Because I guess, is there a place on this budget for like an emergency? What if something happened and one of the tanks you thought was good went bad and there was no rehabbing it or anything, or then what part of the budget?
We have an
Uh,
emergency reserve fund,
Emergency reserve, yes.
about $5.3 million.
We also have a lot of redundancy in our system. We have several tanks that serve each pressure zone, so, except in the D zone, that's the one we do not. That is the only one, but yeah,
okay.
just because one goes out doesn't mean we can't serve customers.
Now, what happens if the legal expenses are higher and more than what you projected for them? Like you'll say you're gonna have leftover legal expenses from this ending fiscal year. And then what if you have more than you expected in the coming fiscal year? Do you take money out of some of these capital projects to
No,
pay
you-
for that?
No, would
Where
probably go
does the-
back to the board. And
Where
we
where
would
does
make
the money-
adjustments.
Where does the money come from? I don't think you can take it from the emergency fund, right?
Ty is trying to answer that right now, so just give him a second.
Sorry. We have several different options we can do. It is possible we could cancel some CIP projects as long as it's not funded with restricted money. And we can use that. We could also make other adjustments within the operations budget and move money around, as well as emergency reserve. We could also tap into that if we had to.
So our emergency funds can go for like administrative or legal expenses. They don't have to just go for hardcore parts and equipment and the labor to rebuild something or replace.
Correct. They're unrestricted funds.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, where were we, Ty? I was looking at cash flow.
Yeah, for the 2026-27 cash flow, you can see all the money coming in as well as going out. We have a net cash flow of a negative 1.129 million,
Okay,
which is essentially the bond funds.
okay.
So we're staying essentially net zero.
And I was looking at the debt service coverage, 1.36.
1.36, so we're above that 1.2. We do meet our emergency reserve number, which goes up with this operational budget to 5.9 million.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. And like I said before, as we get through this adjudication and the way the budget is laid out with the budget analysis, rate study we did, hopefully we'll see some of these reserves start to increase slightly as the years go on.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Okay, great. Okay, I got no questions there. I'm not going to go through all these individual charges by line item. Now, I know that Director Ratora had a few questions concerning the budget. I'm not talking about the ones where presenting the budget differently, but I guess you want to call it the meat of the budget, and you've handled those or spoke
I
with them?
have, yes.
Okay, all right. Just want to be sure. Okay.
That's why I sent out a revised copy.
Okay, great.
One number I put in the wrong category.
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
There's some eagle-eyed directors on this board.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions from the board on the budget?
I just have a comment.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is the proper time to say it, but I would like to I know Renee has asked questions and I sure appreciate that she's involved. She
Yeah.
asks a lot of questions. I know she does her homework.
Yes, absolutely.
And I appreciate her being here very much.
Yes, thank you.
But just for my personal view, and this is my personal
Yeah.
view only, I know she's asking a lot of questions about spending money and pointing out the adjudication cost. To me as the director, it's more important to me to spend this money right now for a few years to discontinue to have to, our ratepayers to have to pay the outlandish fees that they've been paying through the replenishment fee. Because, I mean, it's 5 to 6 times that a year what we're paying right
Oh,
now.
yeah, well, what
And
is,
and it will
yeah,
continue unless something is done. So it's very important to me, and that's the reason we're doing it, in my opinion.
No, you're right. It's basically, we need to attack this problem, this issue right now, or it'll never go away.
Never.
Yeah, okay. Any other comments from the board?
Not for me.
Any more comments from the viewers? All right, hearing none, I'm going to ask for a motion for approval. I'm sorry, I guess we have one coming in. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, this is Renee. Two questions on that capital expenditure thing. You mentioned the Butterworth.
Right.
Something about expenditures. I can't find it on the
It's
page.
a $15,000 expenditure for, I guess, well meters.
Yeah, flow meters for the
Well
Butterworth.
meters. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I see it now. Okay. That's on that property that you had to haul all that trash off of?
No,
Is that
same-
Butterworth?
Same area, but not that. No, that's a different property we have up there.
This is one that's actually being farmed.
Okay, what's the
And-
purpose of this Butterworth
It is
ranch?
currently being farmed and leased by a farmer.
So it's just like an income for the,
It is not an income
No.
for the district.
No, it's for water, right?
I believe for water rights, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was purchased several years ago anticipating that we would be able to
Utilize.
move that water and wheel that water. It's an established water right, Renee, so that's why it was purchased.
okay, it's within the Indian Wells Valley water basin, I assume?
It is not.
It's in Inyo County, up in Owens Valley.
And that's
But
why there's
some
no
of the
water
in-
come.
But some of the Inyo County is in our basin.
Correct. Below Little Lake. This would be above Little Lake at essentially by Olancha is where it's located at.
Okay. And because it's in the Inyo County water basin or jurisdiction, then you would have trouble getting water to be moved off of it, right?
Correct. Inyo County has a moratorium on exportation of groundwater.
Right.
We did not know that when the property was purchased.
Many years ago.
It was purchased prior to that, many years ago, yes.
Yeah, at least
Okay.
25 years or so ago.
It's
maybe.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to make a deal on that 1,500 acre feet of water.
Know what you can do with
You
it.
never know.
Okay, then what is this Little Lake expenditure at the very bottom of the second page of capital improvement? And they have 50,000 and Little Lake is another property the water district owns?
No, we don't own that property, no. I'm not sure we can talk much about this.
So,
We're doing due diligence on Little Lake, Director St. Amant.
Okay?
That's what it's for.
for due diligence,
Correct.
what does that mean?
It means we're doing due diligence on the property.
But you don't own it, right?
No, but you don't have to own property to do due diligence on it.
Now, is Little Lake in the Indian Wells Valley water basin?
It's outside the basin.
Okay, so there's also a moratorium on any water from that area too?
This is
It's a
outside,
close,
excuse me, this is outside the purview of what we're here to discuss. So it's really something we shouldn't be discussing. It's not about the budget.
that's correct.
But you still put in like 50,000 for the 2027.
Correct.
Yes.
Director Kaczynski, this is a closed session item. It's an expenditure, part of a closed session item. That's all the public needs to know right now.
That's.
They don't have to like the answer.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. It looks like we have no more questions or comments. Can I ask for a motion to approve the budget for the 2020, which one am I looking at, 26, 27 budget?
Yes.
Yeah,
Move to approve the budget for the 2027 year.
I'll second it.
thank you. Any more discussion? With that, I'll call for the vote. That's where we. And 4 yeses and 1 abstain because Stan Vittori is not here. So thank you very much. Motion passes. Okay, let's move on with the agenda, see if we have any other things to cover. I believe that it's basically, it's time to adjourn. If there's nothing else, I'll adjourn at 2:09.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
all your hard work.
Yeah, and also
Group
Renee,
effort.
thank you so much too for your interest.
Thank you.